Season 2 of Daredevil is here, and it's full of Easter eggs, references, and trivia. Watch out for full spoilers, because we're coming in hot. Here we go. In the last episode, before Punisher torches his house, he recovers a hidden disc with the word micro written on it. This is a tease for David Microchip Lieberman. He's Punisher's supplier of weapons and tech, and the closest thing the Punisher has to a sidekick. He's actually been mentioned before on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. when Skye refers to a hacker friend of hers. And there's another connection to Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. The Dogs of Hell biker gang first appeared in Season 1, Episode 15, whereas Guardian sorceress Lorelei controlled them with her men-seducing powers. The man who discovers the Punisher on the roof talks about how he's a Vietnam veteran. The Punisher was originally a Vietnam veteran in the comics, as opposed to Iraq and Afghanistan like he says in the show, so this could be the show's way of acknowledging his comic book origin. Elektra is killed by Nobu with a sai, but in the comics it was Bullseye who killed her with a sai, although under much different circumstances. There were a few references to the Jessica Jones Netflix show. Marcy drops Jessica's name while having a drink with Foggy. Nurse Claire Temple mentions having to take care of a big, strong guy, referring to the episode where she had to save Luke Cage. There's also mention of how DA Samantha Reyes wants to tighten her grip on vigilantes, as evidenced by her appearance in the last episode of Jessica Jones, where she tried to pin Kilgrave's crimes on Jessica. Side note, her assistant is Blake Tower, a long-standing character in Daredevil's comics who has also worked with Luke Cage in Iron Fist. Given that he's skipping town the last time we see him, we could potentially see him pop up again in their Netflix shows. Finally, Jerry Hogarth makes an appearance to offer Foggy a position at her law firm, wanting him for his expertise in dealing with vigilantes. Now, there is a Marvel comic book villain named Blacksmith, but he's a shape-shifting Skrull alien, not a corrupt, murderous military man. Although, both the Skrulls and actor Clancy Brown do have very strong chins. When talking about the Punisher, you hear people use the phrase Warzone quite a few times. Punisher Warzone is not only the name of a Punisher comic, but the title of the 2008 Punisher movie. Born Again by Frank Miller and David Mazzucchelli is one of the most acclaimed Daredevil comics, and we saw quite a few things that look to be setting it up, potentially for the storyline of Season 3. Born Again is all about how Wilson Fisk utterly dismantles every aspect of Matt's professional and personal life in agonizing fashion, and that's exactly what Fisk threatens to do during the prison visit scene where he uses Matt's head as a basketball. Also, Born Again is where we learned about Karen Page's dark, traumatic past, something repeatedly hinted at over the course of the show. Most notably, we get a glimpse at Ben Urich's report detailing her background. And this is just a small nod, but the ship the Punisher blows up has 227 on the side, and it was Daredevil issue number 227 that kicked off the Born Again storyline. Irish mobster Finn Cooley was taken out by the Punisher, who blew off the top half of his face with a shotgun. This was done as a nod to Cooley's really nasty, disfigured face in the comics. Melvin Potter takes a few more steps towards his Gladiator alias when he shows off his body armor resembling the Gladiator comic costume. Plus, we see designs for his mechanical suit when he goes to get the billy club he made for Daredevil. And yep, he picked up a saw blade to use as a weapon, just like in Season 1. Spoiler alert for something that will probably be a big plot point in a future season. Episode 3 opens with a dreamy sequence showing a nun taking care of a young Matt Murdock. This is none other than Maggie Murdock, Daredevil's mom. And those are the coolest Daredevil Easter eggs and cool things we thought were cool. Check out our full list of every last little thing we found on the site, and keep it on IGN for more on the Man Without Fear.